Hello everyone, welcome to the Virtual Slate Learning Pathways plugin overview video. In this video we will be going over the following topics. What is a learning pathway? The benefits of using learning pathways, managing pathways from the administrative perspective, the plugin block component, accessing the pathways from the student perspective, the reports associated with learning pathways, and finally the plugin settings available at the site level. Alright, let's get started. What exactly is a learning pathway? A learning pathway is a template of competencies which can be assigned to a group of users. Within Virtual Slate, we utilize learning pathways to create a template of courses for students that must be completed in a specific order. There are many benefits to using learning pathways. Learning pathways are a great solution for assigning a large group of users to a predefined set of courses that must be completed. The Learning Pathways plugin is primarily used in cases such as employee onboarding, certification, skill training, and cases where a specific set of courses must be completed over a course of time. Site administrators have the ability to manage the existing learning pathways on their site by navigating to the admin dashboard, scrolling down to the course management section, and selecting the Learning Pathways option. On this page, they'll have a list of all the learning pathways that exist on their system. Additional learning pathways can be created via the Add a New Learning Path button. On this page, be sure to provide a learning pathway name, an optional learning pathway description, an ID number, and the status of the learning pathway, whether it is active or inactive. Additionally, cohorts can also be assigned to learning pathways, meaning that all the members that exist within a specific cohort can automatically be assigned to a learning pathway and assign the courses within it. It is also worth mentioning that administrators can modify existing learning pathways via the settings icon. Furthermore, learning pathways can also be deleted via the trash icon provided under the action column. Columns can also be filtered in the table by clicking the associating column name. Finally, this table data can also be downloaded in various file formats via the Download Table As file drop-down selector. So we've successfully created our first learning pathway and assigned a cohort to it. Now let's go ahead and manually assign some users by clicking the 0 numerical value under the Ad hoc Users column for this learning pathway. We can manually assign multiple users by control-clicking and clicking the Add button or Remove button to add or remove users from the learning pathway respectively. If we click the back button, you'll notice that the ad hoc column has now updated from 0 to 4 to successfully indicate the addition of 4 new users. Administrators can assign courses to learning pathways via the Courses column on the Manage Learning Pathways page. On this page, you can search or select courses from a drop-down selector. Once you're satisfied with your changes, you can click the Save button. On the following page, you'll be allowed to define the hierarchy of the course structure. Using the arrow icons, you can provide the order that the courses will appear in for students. You can also add prerequisites to courses to ensure that students do not start specific courses before other ones are completed beforehand. This can be done via the pencil icon. In this example, we're going to add Test Course X2 as the prerequisite for Test Course X3. Once you're satisfied with your changes, you can click the Cancel button to be redirected back to the Manage Learning Pathways page. You'll notice that the Courses column now correctly reflects to indicate that 3 additional courses have been added to this learning pathway. Now that we've successfully created our first learning pathway and assigned some users and courses to it, let's go ahead and add the Learning Pathways block to the user's dashboard. This can be achieved by clicking the Editing Mode On button and Add a Block and selecting the Virtual Slate Learning Pathways block. By default, this block will be added to the bottom of the page, but you can position it to your preference. If you're adding this block to the default dashboard page, be sure to reset the dashboard for all users on your site for the changes to take effect. This can be achieved by going to the admin dashboard, scrolling down to the theme design section, and selecting the default dashboard option. Now let's take a look at the student perspective of the Learning Pathways block. Here's a user that's been assigned to Learning Pathway B and the block has been added to their dashboard page. This student currently has completed one of 3 courses within the Learning Pathway, correctly resulting in a 33% Learning Pathway completion. As the student progresses through the remaining courses within the Learning Pathway, their Learning Pathway progression will also update. As you see here, it's correctly indicating 67% for the completion of 2 of 3 courses. If we go back and complete the 3rd and final course, the Learning Pathway progression will successfully indicate 100% completion. Administrators have the option of viewing the Learning Pathway report directly from the Manage Learning Pathways page. You can view the report for a respective learning pathway by clicking the View Report button located in the Actions column for that learning pathway. The report will display a list of all the users enrolled in this learning pathway, but you can quickly filter for a specific user by using the user filter provided above. And this report can also be downloaded in various file formats. Site administrators also have the option of going to the admin dashboard in the Reports section and selecting the Advanced Reports option. On this page, please look for the Learning Path Completion Report. Clicking the View Report button will allow you to filter the reports based on a learning pathway or specific user. This report can also similarly be downloaded in various file formats, just like the previous report we just saw. Administrators can access the plugin settings associated with the learning pathways on the Manage Learning Pathways page. On the top right corner, there is a settings icon that can be clicked. This page will list all the settings that are associated with this plugin. It is worth mentioning that this page can also be accessed via the Admin Dashboard page. Selecting the Site Administration menu, navigating to the Plugins tab, and scrolling down to the Local Plugins section and selecting the Learning Pathway Settings link. The Learning Pathway settings determine what actions will be carried out based on specific events. By default, currently the plugin does nothing if the user is removed from the learning plan or if a course is removed from a learning plan. However, you have the option of defining either unenrolling the user from the course or suspending their enrollment based on these specific events. For example, if you wish for a user to be removed from a learning plan but be unenrolled from all the courses that they've been enrolled in via the learning plan, you would set that first setting to unenroll. If you wish for the enrollment to be suspended in the course when they are removed from the learning plan, you can set this option to suspend enrollment. Thank you for watching the Virtual Slate Learning Pathways plugin overview video. We hope that you now have a more comfortable understanding of how the plugin operates.